Hey everyone, I'm back and I'm here today with another guest. Of course, same person I'm always doing SEO with because that's what we do. Okay, so I'm just gonna type in the title really quick. Let's see. And I heard him say something, but I'm live now, so I'm waiting for my SEO partner to. Oh, she's here. Hold on. Let's get this thing. And then y'all listen. Don't judge me because I'm a thick girl, and thick girls are warm sometimes. And it's hot in this little office I have, but I got an office, so I'm gonna have my fan. Don't judge me. And she's here. Okay, before you join, really quick, Nancy, send it out because that's what I'm getting ready to do. You guys, I'm gonna send it out because we're gonna talk about some serious stuff that's gonna help you really get out there. So I'm gonna send this out to some people really quick, and hopefully some folks can hop on and get this information because you know what? I feel like this is exclusive, so I'm not gonna keep it on my IGTV. Not gonna do that. Nope. Not keeping it on my IGTV like I did the other ones. And as a matter of fact, I'm thinking about taking the other ones down. So get in where you can get this information. Because I'm gonna kind of maybe get rid of it or whatever. So yeah. Now, moving along. So I sent this out and now I'm getting ready to add Nancy in so we can get started. Got my fan, y'all, because I'm hot. Hi, Nancy.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. I hope my lighting's good. I'm still trying to learn.
Listen, perfection is a sin.
Thank you.
I tell people
I
that all the
see.
time. It's not even something people should be working towards because even when we leave this earth, we're not going to be perfect.
Exactly.
So whatever. We do
Good
what we can
afternoon.
while we can.
Good afternoon.
Okay, hello everybody. So today, Nancy, I'm excited to talk with you today because we're talking about SEO footprints, a legacy set in stone. And I'm super excited to talk about it because I am always talking about footprints to a legacy, which is my masterminded by God coaching program, group coaching program that's getting ready to launch May 1st. And we're always talking about footprints to a legacy because we oftentimes forget that the entrepreneurship we're in, the things that we're doing, the hard work we're putting in, all this time we're spending doing all these things and all this money we're spending investing in this entrepreneurship, we forget that it's not just about today. It's not just about tomorrow. It's literally leaving footprints for subsequent generations. And there are
Yes.
specific
Generation
tasks
12.
and specific things that has to be done in order to leave these footprints for the subsequent generations. You don't want to just be an entrepreneur for the sake of saying, oh, I have my own business, because that's not what it's about. And even when I teach Wednesday mornings at 6 a.m. on my ministry, Mornings at His Feet, I'm teaching that entrepreneurship is not something you do. It's a call that's placed on your life. It's something that you've been chosen and marked to do, which means there's an anointing, there's a weight, there's a responsibility to steward that properly. And so making sure that we are stewarding properly means that we are laying proper footprints. And today's topic is SEO footprints. We're talking about how you're building now your visibility. We're talking about how to build the visibility now so that subsequent generations don't have to do that basic groundwork. All they have to do is step in and take over. So Nancy, talk to us about how to get the SEO footprints built now so that we can sit on the beach later and our subsequent generations can just be chilling on the beaches.
That is like a good analogy, and you hit something on the nail of why I started this 20 years ago, Haitian American Youth Online. We exist because I had a hard time getting help and support when I was 18 years old. I'm 39. I'm finally getting the support, the type of love, the type of things that you need to grow. And I knew this 20 years ago. So it's like understanding you need to file your title, you file your file things properly, name them. Search engine optimization is SEO. That's naming files so robots can read them, and that way they understand how to either transport them somewhere, which is visibility we're talking about. So you want to use SEO for your marketing. You want to use SEO to make sure you come up in search, which is search engine result pages. And when you do that properly without plagiarizing, which means not stealing someone's ideas or works and passing them off as your own, which means when you're sharing other people's stuff, when you think that you screen grab something from the web, which was already tracked by the web and the platform, depending on the platform's integrity now, that's a different story. But if you upload something and you create it, you are the owner. Robots know you are the owner. No matter who comes in and screenshots it, which we call a screen grab, or scrapes it off the web after it's been crawled by a robot that said, okay, this was uploaded. Mm-hmm. An example of this is if you use a reshare tool, please look in your files on your cell phone or your tablet, and you will see in that resharing tool that in your files that deals with that resharing tools, files that's saved on your phone in its hard drive, since your phone is a mini PC, mm-hmm. you will see the name of the social media platform you took that link, copied it, and put it into the resharing tool to reshare it. That also helps them put repost via blah, blah, blah. And then it puts that person's handle, which is the at whatever, all one word. Normally, if you're an entrepreneur, it would be your brand name. And that's also SEO sections. Yes. So when you're filling out your social media and you're doing it, optimizing your social media platform, you need to make sure that your title is your brand name. Your hashtags, your username, your slugs, what it says, Instagram.com/ and then your name of your brand, that's SEO. When you properly do all these things, make sure you're not sharing things under your name, your brand name, and plagiarizing. That's part of you leaving generational wealth for your kids online.
Which are the footprints.
Honestly, yes, the footprints. And why would you have footprints tainted with lies? Why would you have footprints tainted with things? Sophisticated bots don't like to be lied to. Hi, they don't like to be lied to. There are a lot of people I cannot help because they don't give me the right information, or I can tell they're not giving me honest information. If you're not giving me honest information, hello, I cannot help you with your online presence. And then therefore, if you're giving me disinformation, you do yourself a disservice, and your children, and the footprints you lay are laced with deception as a Decepticon. Yep. We want you to be able to learn. You have to use SEO and make sure that your name, your reputation, your behavior online, all comes together to show a cohesiveness of a proper brand online using search engine optimization to make themselves visible by bots. But also, when you are visible, are you doing all the right things as a publisher? Are you giving credit to the person you took quotes? Are you giving credit for the Bible verse you took? Are you giving credits for the Bible you used? Are you properly letting someone know it was the King James Version or the NIV, New International Version, or the Women's Version, or things like that? All those little things might seem like, oh, that's too much to quickly slap up online. But if you're looking to be online for a long time, like I've been online for 20 years, you make sure you put everything in there that lets someone know that, hey, I got this from here, and it wasn't me. I'm properly showing you. If you want to reference me and you want to see if I'm really an honest person or an honest business, you can go to this version and you can go and find this verse here, and you can go and do this here. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing I'm working with Chisa which was my coach, on Christian SEO. A lot of people need to understand your virtues, the morals, the things you learn within your Christian values that I still remember, even though I don't call myself a Christian and that's my personal situation, I do follow my life through those morals and through my upbringing and in certain things. So I don't wake up with grudges. I don't wake up wanting to hurt my neighbor, because as a young girl that went through certain abuses, I saw how God made people pay severely. It's sort of like a young kid seeing a situation and they say, you know what? I'm not going to be lying about this, especially if there's proof back here that I got it from here or did this, because I've seen what God does to those who lie. Just like
Exactly.
what bots, algorithms who are looking for the truth, looking for your blogs, looking for proper titling, looking for, if your title says this, then they expect the body text says this. If you're talking about fashion, you better make sure the word fashion is at least in the blog. Don't think that the bot gets you. Now, maybe after 12 months blogging about fashion, a robot, which is also an algorithm, which nowadays a sophisticated robot and algorithm is using artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence already is using everything to its advantage. Anything that's open and stuff. They're actually the best hackers. Actually, they are a majority of the hacking that's going on online. Hello. So with that said, plagiarism, I got that out of the way. The way SEO, the footprints to SEOing for your future, for your children is, you need to make sure your online behavior as a brand is clean. When your children take over your business, when your children decide to get into business themselves, they're associated with you off rip. You showed their pictures growing up. You showed certain things. You've let the World Wide Web get a look at your children. And you've also let pedophiles look at your children. You've also let unscrupulous people who are going viral with your children's face.
Yeah.
Understand some things that I'm going to start giving signals on under Aquarius Don Nancy signals. When I say don't do them, don't do them. Don't ever argue with someone like moi that's telling you don't do X, Y, and Z, that, yeah, maybe you got more views, but in the long run, it's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you using other people's baby pictures. It's going to hurt you using other people's marriage and wedding pictures that you had no permission, no rights to, no copyright. It doesn't matter if that's the popular theme the last decade of just taking something from Google, taking things from Instagram and just resharing. If you did not reshare and show an attempt to show that you are not the author, you're plagiarizing. You might not be looked at right now because the bots are looking at more people that have signals that are giving off, that are using SEO, that are using the alt text in the social media optimization, that when before you post, if you look at the bottom, you'll see something that says ALT text. In there, it even tells you what they're asking you to do it for and why. There's actually even way more to it, but I've learned over 20 years trying to make people get this SEO. A lot of stuff goes over people's heads, even if I feel like I'm directly telling somebody. So it is something that you've got to be like, stop being so prideful and being a prideful spectator and ask people like me questions. We rather answer your questions than have to tell you you can't afford $5,000 to $10,000 a month for 3 months for me to correct your mistakes. For me to have to tell you that you've made the worst mistakes ever, that in SEO that will hurt your brand marketing, that will hurt your brand a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. And when you think you're going to give your child the baton with a brand that you've messed up the last 5 years, you're hurting your child's futures when they decide to say, oh, wow, my parents were plagiarizing the last 5 years. They might not have got it when Nancy was trying to say it for 20 years prior to that, but we get it. And we can't take this baton. If they don't know what to properly do to separate themselves from you, like how Shakana is separating herself from Tiny because it is drugging women and R-ing women and possibly doing things, she just unfollowed. So in my private account that only Chisa follows and certain people, I put who's their PR. You don't just unfollow, you block. If there's legal issues and you're online and it's your family, you block. You can't afford what their bad judgment does to you and algorithms. Greetings, Diva Chu. And Diva Chu is the best of one of my influencers out of 4 I pay a week, okay? I pay her money for her to show me, and she listens to my proper SEOing. And that's another thing with SEO. Correct people when they're wrong with writing your name or doing things. Always deal with people like how my influencer, Diva Chu, DIVACHEW, at, she promotes me, but she asks me, hey, what do you need to promote? She even does things like a smart bot would do, sophisticated artificial intelligent bots do now. They look at everything you post and try to learn you. That's why a lot of people go into Instagram jail, because of improper SEO, because of improperly speaking to bots. I always say I talk to bots. Aquarius Don Nancy. So Diva Chu asks me, and even Chisa asks me when she's promoting what I do for SEO, what is it to write? How? That's if they need to, but they ask me. They don't just go write my name anyway. And if I see it's improperly written, I am bold and I'm correct to DM them and tell them you wrote my name wrong. Understand that messes up your marketing. If people are writing your name wrong on Instagram and not using proper SEO, which proper SEO is writing another brand's name properly, writing somebody's name properly, writing your business name properly, understanding slang terms in 10 to 20 years from now when the white man that's programming wants to single you out is not going to help you 10 to 20 years down the road. So stop using slang now. Stop using improper grammar now. Start learning how to use proper structures in your titles. Start learning how to properly use SEO. So when you pass the baton to your children as a footprint to SEOing, or like, as the title, I'm so sorry, because I'm just getting the title too, because Chisa's brain be working fast like a bot with AI too. And me, my brain is just working fast on my clients told me to monitor them all night. So you see this? All night I'm monitoring them, and then I might wake up a few hours later. Chisa wakes me up and we're got to do this. And she's telling me to get dressed so I get presentable. So I use myself, because she saw me in a blue robe, which is also another SEO word that I came up with because nobody was using Blue Robes Diaries. So I use Blue Robes Diaries. So now if I want to sell blue robes on my Blue Robes Diaries website, guess who's going to help me sell that website too when I'm selling my blue robes in an ad in Google Ads? Google. Because if I put Blue Robes Diaries in my SEO sections on Google, and I put my Blue Robes Diaries in SEO sections in social media, and if I put Blue Robes Diaries in SEO sections in my blog and on my website, Google, when I pay for Google Ads, because in the headlines I put Blue Robes Diaries, their smart bots are looking at all three places I just mentioned. While other people might ignore you on social media, the robots don't ignore you. They want to know that blog talking about Blue Robes Diaries, or that blog talking about Chisa Barrett, the author of The Midnight's Desires, or that blog talking about Diva Chu, who's my influencer on Instagram, who's letting me sleep, or when I got to bang out a wall where I'm learning how to do things with my realtor, I know someone is promoting me on Instagram and keeping that activity going and keeping that engine going, because SEO is an engine. And if your engine on Instagram is not getting the love and attention and the likes and the comments and the sharing the stories, or someone like Chisa saying, girl, you've been ignored for 20 years, I'm pulling you out. I'm letting people see God's purpose in you. And I'm putting you on this live with me to talk about SEO. It took 20 years for my community to understand that. It took 20 years for them to get sharing. It took 20 years for a Haitian American student association to not come at me and ask me, who told you to share my post? Well, I didn't see you on Google. I only saw you on Facebook. But guess what? 20 years later, you guys are still stuck on Facebook, and I'm eating like Pac-Man on Google because of search engine optimization, SEO. I had no problem 20 years ago asking some old white man what I needed to do for business. I had no problems today to ask somebody above me, what do I do about my hair? I put some luminous whatever makeup. My coach just now told me she used lip liner. Okay? I have no shame in asking. People need to have no shame in asking about SEO. Because if you want to pass the baton to your kids, you want to know about not plagiarizing. You want to know about what plagiarizing looks like. You want to understand why now your videos that were never being looked at are now being hit and striked on YouTube, because no one was paying attention to you before when you use your Christian gospel music. Now that you're using SEO, somebody that's in this live knows this now. They're being searched. The bots are looking for her. Yep. So she has to always come correct. She can sing. So instead of using other people's gospel hymns, you make your you sing. Don't go rolling your eyes. You use your purpose. You have a voice. You got me out of my ugly this morning and you told me get my hair ready. You giving me 30 minutes to get on a live with you. Okay? You have a purpose in my life as a single mom who's trying to make it, who's been trying to for 20 years, finally got a coach, even if I'm paying you $100 a week. And I told you I'm not even going to stop paying you after 12 weeks. You deserve that. No, that's your time, love. That's your time. And I get blessings with my business karma when I have no problem giving money. I got people that give me money like nobody's business because I respect people's money. And I also respect myself to learn something that lets me know that me working with Chisa is also bringing my 20 years brains. Like God in you. I see that that fire might be trying to go out of you, but God has more for you. So come on this live, get yourself ready, put your little hoop earrings, do your little locks a certain way, use what you got, your little dress that your man just got you and stuff, because I was homeless and didn't have nothing. Like me and Chisa have the same story, and me and Chisa are coming out the mud together because she asks me about SEO. She did a little tweaking, and now she's making her money. And me hearing that my clients keep making me money, I got a client making 10 grand last month, and I'm like, dang. And I'm just charging you $150. Shoot, I need to get my heyonlinemarket.com up, and I got my heyonlinemarket.com up, and I did what I teach people to do the last 20 years, SEO. SEO is now helping my brand come up in search in one day, where I know people that have had their websites for a year not coming up in search. I try to help them. They don't understand. If I'm properly using SEO and you're not properly using SEO, you hurt both of our efforts. Our efforts work when you use SEO and I use SEO. When you use SEO and I use SEO, guess what? What if I'm marketing and I got 5 options of ads? Don't you think I could put your link in one of my ads too? Out of the $500 a month I'm spending? If you're properly SEOing, I have no problem.
You just made me think about something.
What?
Talk about that, Nancy. First, I just want to interject for a moment. First of all, because I always want to make sure I acknowledge everyone. Hi, everyone that joined the live today. I just want to make sure that we let you know that we appreciate you joining the live. Hi, Mommy Affirmations. Love you, doll. Hey, Josh, we love you. And everyone else that joined, thank you for joining, you guys. For those of you who do not know me, but you know Nancy and I are actually each other's coaches.
Yeah.
We're each other's coaches.
We pour into each other.
And that's just what we do. So she also joined, was it last year? You came under my empire. She came under my empire as a SEO and branding specialist, and I'm constantly trying to build. I'm actually getting ready to open up some more empire slots for people who are serious, though. Nancy and I, we're no joke when we say we cut you off, we will block you, we will unfollow you. And like, if you're not
messing up our children's money.
Yes, if you're killing money, we're not doing it. But we are bringing, I'm opening up the empire to bring in more boss moms, boss babes, whoever, who are dead serious, and you match the flow of what we're doing, and we can collectively grow so that we can chapter off in other states and start helping other women build up their stuff. But anyway, so this is what I want to interject and say, because Nancy, something you said, and I didn't want to be rude and cut you off. I like to respect every queen's time. When you started talking about SEO and branding and making sure that your titling is right, that your spelling is right, because Nancy always says to me, oh my God, you always have your words so perfect. I'm a writer, so I do have my words perfect, but I know the importance of making sure that what you put out there is presentable and it makes sense and that it's legible and people can go to it, see it, and that's that, and they remember it. One of the most powerful things about branding and graphic content is the way that you word stuff. So if you word something in a way that it's spelled correctly and it's proper persuasive marketing techniques wording, then you are utilizing not only just the SEO, but the power of wording. And so copyright means a great deal. You cannot have SEO copyright and you don't have it spelled incorrect, or you're using slang terminology, because number one, our skin color automatically just like knocks out the fact that we are smart, intelligent people. We're already looked at as people who don't know how to talk, who are ignorant in every kind of way imaginable. So level yourself up by making sure that you're not rushing and that you're taking your time to present who you are as a person and who your brand is to the people that you're trying to reach. And then the second thing is, I want to talk really quick about graphic content confusion. You probably never heard of the term, but it's a term Okay, and it's created by smart people who take the time, like Nancy, to look into things that are not beneficial and are beneficial to what you do as an entrepreneur. So graphic content confusion is when you have a specific brand, but you are cross mingling your brand with other things. Here's an example. If you go to my profile looks unstable to some people. However, if you see what my bio says, it explains the entirety of why my feed looks the way that it does. There's no brand confusion. If you go to my profile and go further down, you'll notice that I have these scriptures that support the declarations that I taught on early last year. For everyone who followed me in Mornings at His Feet, know I'm huge on declarations. My declarations come from scriptures. My scriptures get turned into feed posts, right? And so if I am a Christian, which I don't say I'm a disciple of Christ, if I'm a disciple of Christ and my feed represents that, then why would I start going to post and share rap stuff? You know what I'm saying? Stuff that does not match my brand. So if you are SEOing and you're SEOing your brand, but you're cross-mingling something that is irrelevant to your brand, you have now created graphic content confusion. The bots are not going to be able to properly trace and track you, which are the footsteps that you're leaving. We're talking about leaving footsteps, right, with SEO for subsequent generations. We're talking about you building what you have properly right now so that the ones you're leaving it to do not have to go and clean up and do housekeeping on all of your internet things. And so I just wanted to interject that, Nancy. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much. Oh my God. And that's something for like maybe 5 webinars down the road, because again, 20 years I try to explain this to people and people are like, it's going over my heads. Now, a few people got it, and those people I still collaborate with 10 years later, especially one of my clients that I've had for 10 years, The Real Haiti. She's a marketer. I have people that actually do what I do and they pay me to do it for them. So it's great when you have clients who know what you're doing, but guess what? I'm saving them on time because she works for West Palm Beach County in South Florida, but she also started a blog, The Real Haiti, because her husband's Haitian. Now her children, because I like this joke. She gave me more content. She's like, I'm just a white girl. I'm an Italian white girl. I'm not even Haitian. I feel like I'm lying to the bots. I said, you're not lying. Because she's Christian, I can't say why I say she's Haitian by affiliation, what I would say the other way. But we all know what I could say, because I'm like that. My mind goes in the gutter, and we're on a Christian platform. I need to clean up my gutterness. Sorry, coach. But I told her, you gave me the best blogging material when you gave birth to Haitian, Italian, American children. You gave birth to relevance. Now she can post about her Haitian, American, Italian children. See, that's another client calling too. Haitian, American, Italian children. She's the real lady. She's a marketer. She knows SEO, but she paid me for the last 10 years to just keep her engine going, even if it's not her brand. That's the beauty about SEO. You could be pregnant. Yes.
Hold on. Are we having sound problems?
How she's affiliated.
I think we're having sound problems.
Okay. But it's just she's the real Haitian. Her children are Haitian American, but with an Italian mix. So now when she blogs about her children, and even though she's a white woman, she's relevantly giving the proper content. She's not confusing nobody. Now, if she was never married to somebody that was a Haitian descent and trying to claim such closeness, she would have to show she was traveling, show something relevant of why there's such closeness. For her, her marriage shows a closeness. Her love for her in-laws shows closeness. The fact that she can cook, she cooks soup joumou, which is
Nancy.
Yes.
It's going in and out, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because the devil mad, because we dropping some good information, but you're scrambled and you're going in and out.
Oh, sorry.
Because I can't hear you at all. Someone else is saying,
let's redo, because my client just called me on the other line, and it does that on my live.
So you want to hang in this one and restart it?
Yeah, this is Hey Online.
Okay, you guys, we're going to close this one out, and we're actually getting ready to hop right back on. So just join back in with us.